So I'm going to read two things, and the first one is from someone who isn't here tonight, but I asked him could I read some of his pieces because they're phenomenal, and he said yes, so I was like, yes, I get to read this. Maybe people will remember me reading it in his mind. Anyway, this is by Brian Leavy. And it's called The Ocean Below Me and the Sky Above. Also to remind people, there's tea and coffee at the back of the room if anyone hasn't noticed it.
There's no biscuits left.
No biscuits left? I'll put out some more biscuits in a second. Listen to the poem and then you'll get biscuits. Okay. So yeah, The Ocean Below Me and the Sky Above by Brian Leavy. If the rain fell on cold days, and the windows fogged up on those days, when the rain pattered against the panes, we could write our names in the glass and see clearly all that soggy mess, with its silver-green sheen reminding us of the caverns by the sea. But on the cliffside, I cannot explain the allure of those caves, the thrill of the joyful exploration of the drowning system like mulch in a gut in the cliff by the sea. I imagine the walls must sparkle with moist and sticky shine, the salt in the rock glistening, illuminated by whatever light it finds, and the sand must be wet, trodden through 1,000 times, and fixed with ghostly steps, sitting like old squelchy confetti. And you find yourself lost in the ephemeral beauty, caught in the dark, caught with the tide, father and son, or mother and daughter, or man and trapped with the stalactites that creep downwards, watching, jagged like knives reaching or snakes poised to strike. As the seawater fills your lungs, they look closer. As you gargle, struggle for breath, claw at the approaching ceiling, burning in your chest, heave, thrash, splash, and your heart stone dragging you under. No, I cannot explain the allure of seeing reality bend at strange angles, and seeing the fetid pale things crawl from cracks and snaps while they growl with eyes as black as starless skies. But I know that on the cliffside I am composed of stalactites and salt. I feel it in my intestines, and in the igneous stone that is my heart. When the wind strikes up in this place, it is not natural. When the storms come, the waters angrily assault by the bastion of the sea, and there is nothing else in the murky din. And howling gales but suffocation, suffocating nothing. For neither the ocean below or the skies above could remedy the catastrophe of seeing the world as perpetual. A nascent spring whose waters give bloom to the strangest tilts and turns and cracks, give birth to the repelling views of unending nothing, from which they climb the decrepit creatures made of salt and sand and dust. And when the wind blows, I can feel the swelling in my gut, and the swaying of my intestines as they strangle my heart, disgusted but unable to muffle the amplified beats and the pitch of sign and symbol to the notes of meaning and beauty. In the world composed in passionate fury that burns away cliffs and staves, and even the hanging stars above wind easily as the wind blows from the sea and scatters the ashes of dust and sand. And in the end we are only emptied out old things, upturned tired drawers swept away like lifeless confetti, our names traced into salt, even the cave walls are stripped and collapsed to decay, and the soggy sand and glistening salt will bend beneath time and eternity. Like flowers that wilt in the autumn, the winds that blow by day will scatter our names traced on dust, and no one will remember the shimmering caves or the splash of the water sweat burning in your lungs or the taste of salt, as nail marks are gouged on the tomb ceiling. Brian makes me a very, very, very jealous poet. And I really should have read my work first, because now that's going to be a bit anticlimactic. So the poem I want to read is 7 pages long, so I'm not going to read it all. So I'm just, it's divided into sections, and I'm just going to read the 4th section. If you want to check out the whole thing, it's on the MIC Writers Forum. It's called Stargazer. I will find some way for Caleb to check it out if he wants to, because he's not on our forum. Okay, so the poem is about kind of a dying world and someone who's escaped from a confining city, and this is just a little extract from when she does that, just 5 sentences. So she stepped into the new world, saw what things it had to greet her. On the grass by night she wandered, under trees by day she sheltered. For the sun was strong and glaring, and it pained her with its shining, and its light was only blinding, and its heat was only scorching. It had grown red with aging, and it burned with crimson fire. So her people hid their faces under marble walls and sheltered. But she wandered now in twilight, and she learned the paths moved ancient. Many remnants still left standing, of a people long departed. Long before they did take shelter, ere the sun had grown so swollen. And she found no trace of people, and the forests held no footprints. In her books she read of birdsong and of creatures in the woodland, but this world had fallen silent, and she found no creature living. While her steps went on unnoticed, this new scent went not unheeded. In the mountains, something stirring, rising from an ancient slumber. Change brought change, and she was noticed, for this world still held its dangers.